guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back with the Wilder team and we are doing our progression push. So we've started at 30-31. We put Respen in here, so we're going to see exactly how well he does. We have a plus 28 signature item, so unfortunately we could not get him up to that plus 30 signature item, but very, very close. He has a lot of competition in this team, especially with Iran and Leica both being in this formation. Ultimately, two very, very strong burst heroes. We're also bringing in Tassie in this one to go ahead and help with the crowd control, help with the banishment, and then, of course, Saurus. Saurus with his plus 30 signature item can keep our team up very, very well, and he does a ton of damage when Iran pulls everyone in for the cleave. Now, normally we would have probably Namora in here, possibly Gorvo, depending on the formation that we're running. But ultimately, right now, it is going pretty well. Again, Respen doesn't have his furniture yet, which I would love to see at least his 3-set bonus for furniture, as well as that signature item completely maxed out. Looking here at the damage, though, 15 million damage, so I mean, not too bad for what he's competing against, which I'm assuming there might be a couple, because remember, he is a ranger spec. A lot of people look at him as a mage. Even there, 4 million to 28 and 28 million there with Iran and Leica. So very, very tough team. But look how fast he casts. Once he gets those swallows up, once he gets the birds up, he casts super fast, which 27 million damage there. So a lot of guildies do use Respen when it comes to endgame. I'm talking chapter 36, 37, 38. And Respen not only provides the crowd control aspect, the haste for the entire team with that plus 26 or plus 30 signature item. But in addition, he is doing a significant amount of damage on the later campaign stages. He is actually doing very, very well. And right there, died pretty early on that one. Not too bad, 17 million, 20 million. Again, the Leica-Iran combo is what really carries it for most Wilders. Leica provides that haste boost and that energy boost, which is really, really powerful to really feed Iran, and with him being completely maxed, plus 30 on his signature item, having his furniture maxed out, we are getting the maximum damage out of Iran that he can possibly produce. Even looking at the formation itself, Iran is completely faction geared out. Leica is the same. Respen is the same. We have Saurus, who is the same, and Tassie as well. So all of the heroes in this entire formation have all tier 2 faction-specific Wilder gear. 22 million damage there from Iran. Very, very nice. And again, this is a formation that is just burning right through. Even if you look, Respen in the bottom, when he starts getting his haste up, you can see how fast he casts. But even there, he was crowd controlling Leica in the bottom. So you see his little knockup right there, happened right in the very top right. You'll see his crowd control ability when those birds are knocking his target up into the air, allowing him a crowd control aspect, which is very, very nice. And it happens relatively quick. Boom, there it happens on Tassie. He does have a significant amount of haste, again, with that plus 30 signature item. He'll bring haste to the whole entire team, which will be just a giant, giant boost overall when it comes to the damage that he's going to be essentially putting out in the campaign. Very difficult to still deal with the Maulers. It still seems like a really tough hurdle for the Wilder teams to overcome the Maulers. Even right here, we pull everyone out. Verk gets the crowd control of Respen. Very nice, taking down Brutus. Since we don't have anyone essentially to take off Brutus's shield, we have difficulties with Thorin, we have difficulties with Brutus, because essentially there's really not that much we can do against it except wait it out, just like we're seeing right here. We just have to wait till that immunity shield does expire before we can go ahead and kill them. Almost 11 million damage there. So not too bad overall to bring us to 30-48. Remember, once we get to chapter 31, we'll start having double teams Once we get to the end of 31, we are going to have to start having triple teams. That is right. We are going to have 3 full teams. And on this account, we only have 2 heroes that we still have left to build. So there's really not that many choices left, short of running the dimensionals or hypogen heroes at that point, which we do have Taylene completely maxed out. 21 million damage there. So overall on that one, he did more damage than anyone else. And again, look how fast he casts, guys. As soon as you start seeing sparkles all over his body, that haste effect is in effect, just absolutely destroying and putting out the damage. There we go. Took out Almas in that one very, very quickly. 13 million, 35 million from Iran. 30-52, so getting right through chapter 30 at this point. Look at that crowd control on Shamira there in the bottom to go ahead and conclude that battle. Pretty easy on that one. 30-35, again with the Maulers. We either won, as you call it right there, on Tassi banishes Brutus, which the banish expires when the rest of the team dies. If we can CC him, great. If we can't, most of the time he's going to kill Iran and he's going to kill Leica pretty quick, especially if he does get the whirlwind off. He can burn down this team very, very fast. Brings to 30-55. Boom, again with Brutus. Seems like this is what Lilith was really looking for in these campaign stages, just running kind of Brutus over and over and over for almost this entire chapter. We've just seen him ran kind of nonstop. There we go. We got a banish in the bottom. We got some crowd control in the top on Namora. The synergy of the Wilders cannot be beat. 31 million, 16 million there from Respen, so not too bad. Bring us to the final stages of chapter 30. Oh, Respen got taken out pretty easy. This might be our first defeat, guys, but Leica and Tassi get it done. Very, very nice. 41 million damage there from Leica. Absolute monster damage with that 9 of 9 furniture. And right there, she just takes the hit from Athalia right up in the top. And again, we wait for Brutus's shield to go ahead and expire. So we can finish this one out pretty quick. All right, so pulled them all in there. Boom. Got a little bit of crowd control on Namora. 22, 21, and 19. So not too bad. 30-60, the final stage in here, guys. And I'm thinking it's going to be pretty easy. Look at Respen with the crowd control. Right up top of my hero, making very, very easy work of it. 33 million, 20 million, 16 million from Saurus. Doing quite a bit of damage there as well. Bring us into 31. And again, 31-4, we are going to start needing 2 teams. We're going to have to figure out the 2 teams. I've been thinking about it right now and what we're going to do. But ultimately, the 2 teams are coming very shortly. Right there, crowd control on Verk in the back. 18 million damage from Respen. 31-2, again with the Maulers. The Maulers are really, really the true bane of the Wilders here. 17 million. So he's doing more consistent damage as we start getting into the higher levels. Seems like a lot of the damage is more consistent. Crowd control on K-Sauce in the top. Giving him 9 million, not too bad. All right, guys, first group stage. So I think I'm going to go with Iran Leica combo. We'll pop into more. I'm thinking Gorvo. That we can actually swap Gorvo in here. Lorzen for the Link. Then I'm thinking Gorvo. That'll be a strong team 1. Boom, there's the stun from Gorvo. And again, dealing with Brutus on this one. Gorvo is just an absolute monster, guys. 43 million damage there from Iran. All right, so this one, we are going to go ahead. Yep. We're going to put in Almas. Respen, we could swap out Pippa, but you know what? I want to put Almas in here because of his root. Let's see the crowd control. Ultimately, hoping it picks up Brutus and K-Sauce. Which, boom, there it is. Picked them both up with Almas's root. That's what we wanted. Respen even crowd controlled K-Sauce on top of that. Very, very nice. 19 million, almost 20 million damage there from Respen, so not too bad overall as we continue our progression through here. It's very, very cool to see. And again, Respen with that knock-up, with that crowd control aspect, 30 million, 15 million, and 21 from Saurus. Brings us to 31-6. And again, this is where you also have to be careful with this team because of Thorin. So Thorin's cheese can really, really take this team out fast. Respen tops the meters there, 21 million damage. Boom, pulling in almost the whole entire team, but Nara took Respen out, or tried to very, very quickly. But we still got him down. All right, guys, another group stage. We are going to stay with the same team. The only one that we have to essentially swap, we have Taylene and we have Pippa. And really, that's it. So their Lorzen did go down pretty quick. But we just use him for Link because we don't have him that maxed out yet. I want to get him 9-9 so we can see his furniture. This one, there is the root again on Vden in the bottom. Crowd control on the back from Respen with a Slumber from Tassie. Perfect, perfect synergy right there. 22 million damage. So he is topping the meters on the second team. Even though the only real damage we're running is Saurus, still doing very, very well. Again, I know with this furniture, it's going to make a big difference when it comes to actually building him out and seeing exactly how well he does being completely built out. Because essentially his furniture bonuses, when he comes into battle with his 3-piece, 2 wind swallows are already encircling him, so you get a big buff there. And then, of course, with his 9-piece, his 2 wind swallows to attack the enemies when the ability Feathered Fury is used, if there are no less than 3 swallows encircling him. So essentially, you're almost getting double damage, similar to what a Leica does. Ultimately, very, very cool to see. And that is our first defeat, guys, 31-11. We should be able to get this one down, though. But even completely maxed out, look at Iran, guys. He dies very, very quickly. If he takes magic damage, that's why he's in the back row. He can die very, very fast, as you've seen there. A lot of players have said Iran is very squishy, which he is indeed. That is why you need people up front, whether it's Demora, whether it's Gorvo, to really take and mitigate that magic damage off the front. 66 million damage he just did. Boom, we got the Banish, we got the Respen up there. There's the Slumber. And look at Solus, guys. Solus coming through with the Floral Spectre. 23 million damage from Solus. Very, very nice on that one. Brings us to 31-13. So this is almost one complete chapter, all 60 stages that we went through. Crowd control up there on Nara, on Arden. Very, very nice. And it seems like Respen overall, I'm really liking his toolkit, really liking the synergy that he's bringing. 21 million damage there, so doing a considerable amount of damage. And remember, the big thing with his plus 30 signature item is kind of the scaling ability to give that 25 points of haste, which is very, very huge. Even 23 million damage there. So almost topping the meter on that battle as well. There's our Gorvo stun. And again, from the Wilder teams, it is like they are just absolutely meant to be together. The synergy they provide, 71 million damage there. Crowd control on Tassie, crowd control on Gorvo. And a Slumber to keep the targets at bay when we got Floral Spectres up. Very, very nice there. 27 million, so Respen doing a lot of damage in that one. All right, guys, back to the Maulers. That means Iran goes down relatively quick, but Saurus was enough to hold Brutus at bay on that one. 25-21 brings us to 31-18. And look at the crowd control, guys. That is what Iran is awesome at. Just ran that vortex or that tornado right through the entire enemy team, freezing them all, doing a ton of damage as well. So Gorval we're going to put up front, try to get some stuns, which the whole team is in there. And again with Brutus. They are just absolutely running Brutus over and over and over again. Double teams, we got Brutus off the bat. All right, Gorval's son. Let's see if Gorval can hold him, which he cannot. We go down on that one, guys. 31-20 again. Something with the Maulers. I know they have the factional advantage, but they just absolutely destroy us, guys. Satrana is really tough to deal with. So is Entendre. We have Verk in the back, which goes to 0 hit points, but we can't finish him off. All right, guys. So that will do it for the team. After about 35 attempts, we cannot get this one down. 31-20 is unfortunately where we are going to be stuck for tonight. Tried it with Gorval, tried it with Respen, tried it with a lot of different formations. We cannot get that first team down because of the Maulers. The Maulers are absolutely stopping us, guys. Crazy how strong Brutus is. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. That is the progression for the Wilders. And as always, thank you for watching.